So I filmed this once before, but I had the wrong microphone hooked up, and so the sound was all off. Hopefully, with the correct microphone plugged in and the button turned on, this one's going to come out better. What my plan is to do a live stream of a video game because that seems to be very popular. My kid's into them, and I know a lot of other people online are as well. And I thought I've been playing online games for longer than a lot of the kids that are making a lot of the money on it have been alive. But I'm uh, I'm not sure how popular this will be, but the idea basically is that I'm going to do a live play of Champions online. And if I can get this deadgum thing to pop up. Here we go. Alright, it says loading on this other screen, so that should pop up for you in just a second. There we go. That's further than I got before. Alright, so I've been playing Champions Online for, well, since before it went live. I was in the beta, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. This was me following Cryptic Studios from my original first love, which was the online game City of Heroes / City of Villains, affectionately called online COH and COX and COV, respectively. COX being fill the X with whichever H or V you prefer to play. I always pretty much leaned towards the hero side, although I did have a couple of villains that I on occasion found some enjoyment out of. With Champions Online, let me move my picture over here for the time being. So, okay, with Champions Online, a little bit of history behind it. First of all, the company that made this is known as Cryptic Studios. And like I said, they also made City of Heroes, City of Villains before that. And then NCSoft was the distributor, the online servers and distributor for City of Heroes. And they decided to break off and start their own project, but they didn't want to compete with what they had already built, or at least this was the propaganda at the time. They didn't want to compete with what they had already built, so they didn't think it was fair to be running two online superhero games at the same time. So they kind of split the company apart, and they went in two different directions. And part of the company that stayed behind renamed itself as Paragon Studios. Paragon Studios ran City of Heroes and City of Villains up until the day it closed, which was a very sad day indeed for a lot of my friends. But I stayed with City of Heroes and City of Villains for upwards of, I guess, 5 or 6 years before I love the community with City of Heroes. I'm still, you can find a Facebook group, COH Survivors, and I'm in there. I don't chat a lot on there, but I'm in there. The community is always the thing to me that makes the game survivable. Yeah, or survivable. Makes the game. You can make or break a game by the community. I'll put it to you like that. If you have a community of trolls and jerkwads and people that are ripping one another off, you're not going to have near as much fun as if you have a community of helpful, friendly people that they understand the difference between a new player and somebody that's just trying to scam everyone out of their stuff. And in City of Heroes, it has been my experience that a lot of people would rather give you a hand up, you know, give you a guiding track to follow, and there was a lot of friendly people there. So when the game shut down, it was a sad day for everybody. But Cryptic Studios went on and they started working on a project for, believe it or not, Marvel Comics. And the idea was going to be that they were going to do a online world environment where you could play with Marvel superheroes. But Marvel and Cryptic had some creative differences. I'm not going to go into the specific details, but the long and short of it is that Cryptic decided they had an idea of how to make a great and fun game, and Marvel's vision of what they wanted didn't match Cryptic's visionary path. So they decided, amicably, from what I understand, to split ways. And they went about trying to find a property that they could do their vision of a superhero online game. And one of the things that they did was, they said with Marvel, one of the big things that platform brought to them was a vibrant and well-known world. Because whether you're a fan of the comic books like I am from way back in the day, or whether you are watching the animated shows on TV, or the animated movies that were released, they had the Avengers. What was it called? Avengers, not Unlimited. It was Ultimate. The Ultimate Avengers, and then the Ultimate Avengers 2 were two animated movies that Marvel put out. And if you've seen those, you kind of get a feel for the world. Plus all of the animated shows and the commercials and the toys and the comic books, and now the cinematic universe. And they had television shows on TV. A lot of people remember the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby. God rest his soul. He was a great scientist. He was a good actor, so we all believed him as a scientist. I really enjoyed him as well. They called him David Banner on the show, but that's because comic books get a little more alliterative with their names, and on television shows they were afraid that wouldn't come across as well. So Bruce Banner became David Banner, or David Bruce Banner. But they also had a short-lived 70s television series for Spider-Man that a lot of people don't remember, that for its time it was okay. It was, we look back on it now, it's incredibly hokey. The special effects and the fighting are ridiculous, and a lot of the storylines wouldn't hold water. But the idea for its time was to lean towards a younger audience and to bring Spider-Man out, and I enjoyed it for what it was. There wasn't a lot of other Marvel superheroes that were getting their own television shows. They did two short series for Captain America, and then they've done a television series, and they had a really good actor playing Captain America. And then they've done a direct-to-video movie release for that. And then there's the infamous Fantastic Four movie that never saw the light of day. But anyway, the platform that they had available, everyone was familiar with the Marvel Universe and the Marvel comic superheroes. We all knew who Spider-Man and the Hulk and Daredevil and you know, a bunch of the other Marvelite heroes, the big names were. Um, so that's kind of what they were looking for, but they needed to find another platform. Um, Rather than go to the competition for Marvel, they decided to find their own platform. And there is a role-playing game that a lot of the developers and owners in the company, Cryptic Studios, had been playing for a long time. One that I myself love and enjoyed quite a bit because I'm a role player on P&P is pen and paper, RPG is role-playing game, and then MMORPG is massive multiplayer online role-playing game. But P&P RPG is pen and paper role-playing game, which was done on the tabletop with a bunch of friends in one room with dice and paper and your imaginations. And no video game anywhere will ever come close to what you can do with your imagination. But you can still have a lot of fun. So they decided, since Champions role-playing game was kind of where their passion for this idea came from, that they would just buy it outright. And the company, Cryptic Studios, bought Champions Heroes Games and told Steve Long, who was running it, keep doing what you're doing. The pen and paper side of things is all yours, buddy. We're not going to get involved. We're going to take your platform in your world, and we're going to take creative license on it, and we're going to build our video game based on the history of Champions. So, and the Champions group, while not as widely known as, say, a Marvel or a DC or even an Image comic book company for the time, was, in role-playing terms, for people that weren't superheroes as much as I was as a kid, very well known. I knew the name Defender. I knew a couple of the other heroes that you'll meet in game, and I don't want to go over too much of that because enough has been spoiled already for other live play games and stuff. So I have a lifetime membership, which means I am a step, like they have membership steps. There's a free membership. There's I think a silver, and then a gold membership, and then a lifetime membership, and I'm at the tippy top of that frame. And there are still products in the online store that lifetime members can buy, things that you can expand on your costume and your gear, and add new things to your superhero. And like, I have a couple of heroes that their travel powers was acrobatics, and acrobatics will get you around town in areas that fit your level, but if you run into a bad area, you're going to end up respawn point. So they came up with an idea of vehicles, and there are hover bikes and hover cars and planes and things that you can buy through the store and run around on, and which are a lot of fun. That's my little buddy Kasai back there. Kasai is making an online camera appearance here. He is an orange kitty, and Kasai, and I could be saying it wrong, you guys correct me if I am. Kasai is Japanese for fire, and that was kind of what his personality was as a kitten when we found him. Well, when I found him. He's a garage cat. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I've been playing for a long time, and as you can see, Champions Online, this is the oldest hero left on my server, and I have deleted literally in the triple digits. I have deleted characters off of this game, and the ones that have survived the longest are the ones that I felt most connected to their backstories. So every one of these characters, and that's one of the things I am, what is casually referred to, and I think it's meant tongue-in-cheek and friendly, and that's kind of why I have adopted it. I am known as an altaholic. Altaholism is when you have too many characters in one game to ever get anywhere. And you can see this that I've just clicked on is Billy Shades. He is my oldest surviving character. And if you look over here, you'll notice that he is only 21st level. There are 40 levels in this game. You can have a 40th level character. I have 1, 2. I'll let all the little heads pop in. 3 full pages of heroes. This little arrow here now goes to the beginning of my 4th page. So I've never gotten past, I think I might have somebody that's around 22nd or 23rd level. I think that's my top guy. And I believe it might be him. Nope, he's 21st. 17, 13. There we go. Paradox. So I think Paradox is my top level guy. And all of these characters, like I say, I've got names. I've designed their outfits and their backstories and all kinds of stuff on these. But what I'm going to do starting Tuesday, that's going to be, let's see, today is July the 6th, and it's a Friday. So July 10th, Tuesday, at around 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in Texas. I'm going to start a playthrough of this game, a live playthrough. I'm an old man, an old fart. Actually, I'm not that old. I'm 52, but I'm going to try to do a live play of this game, and depending upon how many people want to view this and watch me do this, we'll see how far I get with the new character, and we're going to build it together starting on Tuesday at 6:30. So I'm going to start a brand new character. If you guys have any input on what you'd like to see me play, by all means, you can hit me up on Facebook. I have a page called Freelyx, which is you see this gesture guy up here. He's Freelyx, and it's spelled the same way, Freelyx. Multiple meanings to that name, and I've been this particular online persona for upwards of 12 years, more than a decade. Anyway, you go to facebook.com/Freelyx. You should be able to find my webpage. Like it, thumbs up, follow it, and post up some ideas and comments on there of what you'd like to see me play for Champions Online. And I play a lot of, like, these characters are all kind of super strength and up close melee characters. This guy is a mage. He does a lot of magic summoning and stuff. He's my electric blaster. That's my archerer, which I know. How Green Arrow can you get? And I combine the idea of Strider from The Hobbit with the idea of Green Arrow and kind of a... this guy... no, I told my kid I wasn't going to go into backstories unless you guys asked me, so I'm not going to. I'm going to try to cut this video short. Steampunk type dude who's able to summon toys to help him. He's a mechanical genius and an inventor, and he has little toys that run around and help him. So he's kind of a mastermind style character that his pets do a lot of the fighting for him. So if you want to see me play something like that, that's available. A lot of my, not him, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I don't know if I already said him. This guy and this guy. are all melee fighters, and that's in my first page. They're all up close combats. This dude's a healer. This guy's a blaster, distance shooter, summoner slash distance shooter. In City of Heroes they had scrappers, tanks, um, controllers, defenders, or not defender. Was it defender? What do they call the healers? Basically, healers support group, and then they had blasters, in this game, one of the reasons why I came over and started playing this game, not just because I was following Cryptic Studios, also because the idea of being able to freeform create whatever type of a superhero I wanted and not be stuck in this particular little column of powers. You can only get these powers. These are all you've got available to you. I wanted to build the kind. Spider-Man is not stuck in one set of powers. If you think about him, he's got his cling to walls, which is his spider powers, and he's got his spidey sense and his enhanced agility of a spider, but that all fits together. He created his web shooters himself, so he also has distance. He's not just an up-close fighter with his spider strength and his spider agility. And he's got a whole slew of science stuff that he does on the side. He builds his own outfits and stuff. They've gone through many iterations of him, and I kind of grew up with Spider-Man, so I've always liked the idea of not being shoehorned into, okay, you're only going to be an up-close fighter, you're only going to be a distance blaster, you're only going to be a tank type. I mean, Superman's not just a tank. I mean, it's what he's best known for, is his invulnerability and his super strength, but if you think about it, he's got laser eyes, he can blast people from a distance, he's got cold breath, he can freeze people. If he has to get right up close and get in there and fight somebody, remember the fight with Doomsday? That was a, slobber knocker. Knock down, end all be all kind of a throwdown, and he's capable of that as well. So I like the idea of a multifaceted character that can do many different things, not just wear one hat. And that's one of the reasons why I came to Champions Online. And the community here is also equivalent to the community that I had with City of Heroes. A lot of them came from City of Heroes, and there's a lot of City of Heroes people that really badmouth Champions Online. But I think a lot of the reason why that happens is not because they think the game is bad. I think they badmouth Champions because they see that as the downfall of City of Heroes, and they're sensitive to that issue, And I'm not saying that to be derogatory in any way, shape, or form. I understand. I mean, everybody handles grief a different way, and for them, that City of Heroes game was like that is. And many people will tell you there are other games that came before it that let you play a superhero, but none of them reached the level that City of Heroes did. So each new step is a stone that City of Heroes built for everyone. That's the foundation that everyone's been building up on. Art-wise, I really think that the best looking superhero game is DC Universe Online. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Jim Lee, who is one of the industry's best artists out there, he's in one of the top tier leagues of comic book art. He was the art director for that particular game, and that's why that game looks as well as it does. Champions Online, to me, it has its place. I kind of think that they went a little too cartoony with it. And there are some options that you can go in and adjust some things. Like, right now, if you look at that character, you don't see the dark black line that goes around the outside of the character. But there's an option where you can shut that off. Okay, so you don't have to. The look can be what you want it to be. It's adjustable, but it's still a little too cartoony for me. It didn't come out with the overall comic book aesthetic that I'm looking for. It's too cartoon. It's too Warner Brothers, not enough Marvel or DC or Image. So that's the one downside to this game to me, is the art style. I do like the game for what it is, and I enjoy playing it. As you can tell, I'm a lifetime member, and I've got 3 pages of heroes to prove that. But if I was going to give one criticism to them, that would be it. Is the art direction that they chose is a little dated. Anyway, so if you guys are interested in watching me do this run through, by all means, if you don't have a Facebook thing, you can create one, and you don't even have to use a real name. Just jump in on Facebook, go to my Facebook page, freelyx.com. You can go to freelyx.com, by the way. I have that webpage as well. But if you go to facebook.com/freelyx, you'll be able to leave a message for me there that I will see and be able to respond to you, and I will take suggestions and comments into consideration. And then on Tuesday at 6:30, if you guys want to jump in live, I'm going to stream it live on Twitch, and I will then upload the finished video to my YouTube channel. youtube.com/freelyx is also mine. And so that's kind of what my plan is. And hopefully I'll get a little more comfortable talking by myself to a microphone and a screen, and we'll get you guys some decent live playthroughs. And I'll give you some insider tips and hints that I've learned over the years of playing this game, and tell you how to play different character archetypes, and how you can grow and enjoy this game, hopefully as much as I do. You guys let me know what you think, and I'm going to cut this one short, and we're just going to see you guys on Tuesday evening, 6:30.